All right, I'm going to show you how to thread your serger by using the pull-through method, which is the simplest method, and it's so nice to be able to use. So first what you're going to do is you are going to cut the threads there at the top, and we are switching from black serger thread to white. So you're just going to clip them and let them hang there, and you're going to remove your spools of black thread, and you're going to replace it with your spools of white thread. And you're just going to run the thread through the loops at the top, and then just let the thread hang in place. All right, now what we want to do is we're going to tie each of the threads, the white to the black, and we're going to tie it in a square knot. We're going to pull them so that they're nice and tight. And then if you feel like you've left your tails a little long, you can cut off those. But then we are going to tie each one of our threads, the black to the white. Okay, now that we have them all tied, we're going to open up the serger so that we can see inside. And then we aren't going to pull through the needles. So we need to cut that thread right there by the needles, the two needle threads. And then we're going to grab the thread that is down below, and we're just going to start to pull. And we are only pulling through the two bottom tension discs, not the top ones, just the two bottom tension discs. All right, and now we need to pull through the needle threads, and so we'll grab both of those and we'll start to pull them through. You will hear them click through the tension discs as you pull them through. When threading your serger, you want to make sure you always do from the right to the left, doing the lower loopers and then the needle threads. Now we are going to thread our needle threads, and so we need to rotate the blade so that it's up and out of the way. And then we need to figure out which needle thread is coming through, because mine both come through the same slot, but they're color-coded, so I know which side goes to which needle. And I found that this is the green one. So then I just take these nice pair of tweezers that have a little curve to them, and I just slide it through the eye of the needle and pull it through. Sometimes the thread gets hooked up places and you just have to unhook it. Okay, once you get the thread all untangled and through that first needle, then you're going to go ahead and you're going to loop it around that little hook thing that's right there by the needles, and you're going to do the same thing. You're going to thread the next needle. All right, and once you have both needles threaded, then you are going to put the foot back down in the back and rotate your blade back into place. And then you're going to close up everything and you're going to start to sew, making sure that those needle threads are down under the foot. Sometimes they like to get caught on top of the foot, and you want them underneath. And then ta-da, look what you've done. All right, so now that you know a little bit about how to thread your serger, now we're going to just practice some sewing tips, just some sewing things. I got just some cotton fabric. The thing about a serger is when it starts to sew, unlike a regular sewing machine, you don't lift up the foot to put the fabric underneath. It just gets sucked right in from the front of the serger. And so I'll show you. So I have two pieces of fabric laid here together, and you see it just gets sucked right in, and it has a blade up on the top and a blade on the bottom that cut the fabric as it goes into the serger. Okay, and then you can just turn, and then the way you cut the thread is you just bring it around to the front and let it sew some more. And there we go. We serged down that. It's so simple and so basic, but some people are just scared of these blades, but guess what? They can't get to you because this is in the way. So it's fine. You will be just fine. So now let me show you how it can cut off a whole bunch. On my serger, it has different markings for different widths. So right now I'm serging off about 5/8 of an inch, so it looks like. That's what the seam will be. Okay, then you can just bring it around and cut it off. Now you don't want to pull. You don't want to pull too hard, but just do that. All right, so then, say this was, I don't know what, something we just sewed together. And it's got a nice, you can kind of see it because of the stitching. I used white thread on there, but you can pull it through. So we are going to be doing some projects the next little while that you can use either the serger or the sewing machine, and I'm excited for you guys to learn a little bit more about the serger and about how it works, but it is pretty simple. All right, now I want you to get some different fabrics, and I just want you to try practicing different things on your serger and just keep trying until you feel comfortable with it. And if you haven't watched my other sewing videos, make sure you go do that because we have lots of fun projects we've been making.